Have you ever woken up and wondered, had something running through your head? You might be listening to us this morning on a wee clock radio, maybe at the side of your bed, and if you are, and you've just woken up, can you remember what you dreamed about last night? Did you dream about anything? Do you dream regularly, and do you ever wonder what those dreams mean? In a moment I'll be talking to dream expert and psychologist Ian Wallace, who's compiled a list of the top 100 dreams and what they mean. First though, we asked people to reveal their dreams that come in the night.
I do. I often dream that I'm rowing a boat across the lake and it's letting in water, and I'm trying to bail the water out of the boat, but I'm too slow and the boat ends up sinking, and whenever I fall into the water I suddenly wake up.
Well, the one you always had was forgetting where you parked your car.
Parked the car, and not only that, but not only forgetting where I parked the car, but having parked the car and walked away 100 yards to come back to check up that I'd locked the car.
Occasionally I have dreams, and then the things happen, I don't know why, but it was a major event, that dream that I did have, and the event did happen.
I'm in the middle of the ocean, but I'm kind of underwater, and I'm like sort of treading water, and it's very dark, but from the darkness comes like this giant whale, and it never actually eats me, but it always looks like it's about to eat me, and then I wake up.
Well, yeah, I would dream quite often that I have somewhere to go, that I really want to go, but for some reason I can't get there. Things always get in the way, and I never end up getting to the place that I really want to go, and that's a dream I have quite often.
I have a recurring dream about Batman. I read a lot of Batman comics. I don't know whether it's something to do with it, or I watch the films. I have recurring dreams where either I am Batman, or I'm watching Batman, or I'm in the comics. One time a few years ago when I was at Queen's, I took a day off because I was having such good dreams about Batman. I just wanted to lie in bed and get back to sleep to see if I could have some more.
How typical, Ian Wallace, is that of the kind of dreams that you come across from people?
These are very common dreams, John. So these are all described in the book that I've just written, the top 100 dreams, the dreams that we all have and what they really mean. So the dreams about being in a boat and sinking, that's the 82nd most common dream that people have. Losing a car, forgetting where you've parked it, or having it stolen is the 28th most common dream. Dreaming about a superhero like Batman is the 71st most common dream. So these are dreams that all people have, and they all have a meaning for each one of us.
Do they have a meaning? Because I wonder, do dreams actually tell us anything, or are they just a product of what's on your mind anyway?
Well, one of the things that made me write the book, John, is that people tend to have this assumption that dreams happen to them, but the reverse is actually true. We actually happen to dreams. So we create absolutely everything in the dream. And the reason that we're creating these dreams is that we absorb all sorts of information and experiences, but quite often we find it difficult to process it rationally or consciously. So we express it in different ways. We express it in the images and metaphors and symbols of dreams. It's just like speaking a different language. And from that, we can start to find more meaning and more value in our waking lives by understanding that language.
So when you have a dream, for example, the first person there talked about rowing a boat along a lake, but the boat is sinking. Now, from an outsider's point of view, that looks like he's attempting something and he feels that it's not working, that whatever his project is in life, that's not quite working. Is that what that actually means?
Yeah, that's a good insight, John. But one of the things that, because people often ask me, is like, how do you know this stuff? And although I'm a qualified psychologist, been doing it for 30 years, analysed tens of thousands of dreams, the key reason I can speak with such authority is just listening to the idioms that people use and the phrases people use. So we hear people saying things like, I'm trying to keep my head above water, I'm pouring my heart out, I'm at a low ebb, I'm engulfed by my emotions. So anything to do with water is all about our emotions and feelings. And as you say, this person is trying to navigate their way through an emotional situation which seems quite still on the surface. But as they go along the path they're taking, they're starting to have this sinking feeling and they're trying to bail themselves out of it. So the message for the dreamer is that in waking life, whatever emotional situation they're in, they have to make some decisions if that is the direction they actually want to go in, if they want to continue with that, or if they want to step out of that situation back onto firmer ground.
What about the dream that we heard from there? Someone who said that she can't get to the place. She's always trying to get somewhere, but she never gets there, even though she wants to go to this place.
Yes, so this is the 32nd most common dream that people have, is trying to get somewhere. And usually there's something that she is trying to achieve in waking life. She's trying to get to some destination, to some place that will fulfill some sort of need or realise some sort of opportunity for her. And she's trying to take conventional routes to get there, but what the dream's telling her is that she needs to take a different route. She needs to divert herself in some way so she can actually get to this place. Rather than going through conventional and traditional channels, she needs to be a bit creative and think about what she actually wants to achieve in her life and different ways of doing that.
What are the top 3 dreams that people have?
The top 3 are number 1, being chased. The second one is teeth falling out. And the third one is unable to find a toilet.
And what are the themes in those 3 dreams then? What makes them the most popular?
So again, with language, when we use the word pursuit, it can either mean we're being pursued or it's something that we're really fascinated by or really drawn to in waking life. So if you dream that you're being chased by a thing, a monster, a gang of people, a person, then there's some pursuit that you really want to follow, that you really want to pursue in waking life, but you've been somehow frustrated from doing that. So what the dream message is for you is whatever your pursuit is, then you just have to find ways of overcoming these frustrations and actually follow the dream that you want to in waking life. If you dream about your teeth falling out, then your teeth, we tend to do 2 things with our teeth. When we show them, we either smile or we snarl. So they're about being confident and assertive. So if we dream that our teeth are falling out, there's something that's causing us to lose a bit of confidence in waking life. Our confidence is crumbling, we're losing a bit of nerve. So the message from the dream is just to be more confident. Even though you feel a bit wobbly inside, just show up really confidently. And unable to find the toilet, we have this phrase, needing the toilet. And this dream is all about being able to express your needs. And usually the people who have this dream are people who spend all their time looking after the needs of others and not attending to their own needs. So the message from the dream is look after your own needs sometimes so then you can attend to the needs of others.
You're listening to the Saturday Magazine. I'm talking to Ian Wallace, psychologist and dream expert. Earlier, Ian, we heard from a woman who talked about dreams that she had that foretold things. Now, this goes right back. I mean, was it Calpurnius and Julius Caesar? And there are various stories in the Bible of people having dreams that foretold great events. Can we actually foretell things in our dreams?
Yeah, so there's so much in religious and cultural tradition about dreams that have come true, and we call these precognitive dreams. And it can seem quite an unusual thing that somehow we have this vision of what's going to happen in the future, and there's no link between cause and effect. But what our dreams are actually doing, the language of our unconscious. So as we go about our daily lives, we absorb huge amounts of information unconsciously, and we're not even aware that we're doing it. So what can often happen is that people pick up on tiny little cues and clues that something is about to happen, but they're not consciously aware of it. But their dream is telling them, here's how this thing's unfolding, here's the trajectory of what might happen, and this is what it looks like when it's going to do it. So very often these dreams are 2 to 3 days before the actual event that happens, but we too tend to pick up on this and have a really good idea of what our future holds in the next few days from our dreams.
I remember once, many years ago, someone read a dream that I had. And the dream involved, now don't laugh, but the dream involved a rhinoceros in a car park chasing me round, and there was a wardrobe as well. I remember there was a big wooden, tall wardrobe. And I told this dream that meant absolutely nothing to me at the time. And this person, who wasn't a psychologist, wasn't a qualified person, wasn't a dream expert in any sense, immediately said something that just rocked me back on my heels. I don't know. I don't know whether I should put you to the pin of your collar and say, you know, a rhinoceros chasing me around a car park, lots of cardboard boxes, and then a big wooden wardrobe. Does that instantly say anything to you?
Yeah. So when we dream about animals, John, we're dreaming about our instincts and impulses. So dream animals are really important. And you dreaming about a rhinoceros, there's something in your waking life at that time that you were really charging after. And you were doing that in a big, powerful way. You probably had your head down and you were getting after it. Anything to do with a car park, when we dream about cars, they're all about our drive and ambition. So there's something you're charging at, but somehow you've had to park your ambition somehow. And the wardrobe, when we dream about a wardrobe, anytime we dream about clothes, it's how we appear to people in our self-image. So those are images that you've had of yourself and ways you've looked at yourself and ways you've shown up for people. So there's something that you've really been wanting to achieve that you've been but you've had to park that ambition and you've had to show up in a different way. And what this is telling you is that you just always have to be true to your own self and actually follow your own truths.
Very interesting. I have to ask about the guy that we heard in our Vox Pops earlier who said that he dreamt about Batman. Now, he said he read lots of Batman books and he watched the films, but he had fantastic dreams about Batman to the extent that he'd actually taken a day off because he was enjoying the dreams so much he wanted to go back to bed and dream more about himself being Batman. Now, that sounds bizarre on the face of it, but can you actually make yourself have a dream about something?
Yes, you can, John. And this dream about a superhero, it's the 71st most common dream that people have. And it's about having a hidden power or talent that they tend not to use in waking life. So tonight, John, when you go to sleep, if you want to dream about something, then you just have to say that to yourself as your head hits the pillow, whatever you want to dream about. If you want to dream about being a rhinoceros again, just say, tonight I will be a rhinoceros in my dreams, or I will see one. And the chances are that you actually will see that, and it will have some sort of message for you. It will have some big underlying drive that you're really trying to force through in some way. So just by having that intention, stating that consciously, then your unconscious is always listening. It's always listening for you, and it will pick up on that.
Ian Wallace's book is called The Top 100 Dreams, the dreams that we all have and what they really mean. Ian, it's been great talking to you. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, John.